For me, actually, I started in pranic healing in 1987 or 1988, and what inspired me a lot about it was that I could help people heal or take care of certain simple problems like headache or toothache or cough or cold or fever or back pain, those kinds of things. But also what actually really motivated me to take this seriously was I borrowed a pranic healing book from my teacher, and I had not even taken the basic pranic healing course, but I just followed the steps in the book, and I was able to heal my mother with a burnt hand. She burnt her hand with boiling oil. And so in 1 minute, not 1 minute, almost 1 hour of pranic healing treatment, the whole hand completely normalized. So when I saw that, I thought, I considered myself as not a gifted or healer or psychic, but just an ordinary person. I thought if I could do that, then almost anybody who's willing to learn, to train themselves, could do the same thing. And it's true, over the last 30 years, pranic healing has always been something that I could use on a day-to-day basis, either for friends or family or strangers, to help them get rid of their pain or help them with their health problems. So that's what inspires me a lot about it. It's something very practical, it's not mystical or secretive. It's something that gives you tools, abilities to help others. And another thing which I learned in pranic healing is how to do healing for my own body. I came primarily into pranic healing because I had painful knee, I had injuries on my thighs, my lower back, my spine, and I've undergone different kinds of treatments before that. And when I learned pranic healing, sure, I learned to heal other people, but I think for me, more importantly, I was able to heal my own body and get rid of my own pains. And that's a source of great satisfaction. I think everybody should learn how to heal their own bodies. So that's another thing why I like pranic healing. Now, I also was in search of spiritual experiences. So I studied, different books, different traditions, different practices. But one thing which pranic healing gave to me, a precious gift, is that I learned how to do meditation. I learned to be more peaceful, kinder, more generous, more helpful to others. I learned what is known as a meditation on twin hearts, which is known as meditation on loving kindness, and meditation for inner peace. And also through this meditation, I began to have some inner mystical spiritual experiences which I had been searching for since I was a child. And I thought that because of these experiences, I realized that there is more to life than just work or possessions or money. I mean, all of these are important. It's good to have money, it's good to have good possessions, but I think the gift of being able to experience something spiritual, I think that's very, very healing. Another thing, I also learned about the law of cause and effect. I realized that this is normally called the law of karma. It means that when you do something good to others, something good comes back to you. When you do something not so good, then you experience something unpleasant. So some of the patients that we had found this to be helpful if they wanted to be healed fast. What they have been told to do is to practice giving to humanitarian or charitable organizations. And the idea is that when you give or you help, you generate good karma or entitlement, and then you could request for that to come back to you as the healing of your health or relationships, or maybe even to improve your life financially. So there are certain tools that you learn in pranic healing, and these are some of them. The last thing I'd like to mention is that I also learned in the basic pranic healing workshop how to, it's hard to believe, but we were trained to do distant pranic healing. So, I have friends who live far away, and yet we were taught that our bodies are interconnected through subtle energies, and that using your thought power, if you could concentrate long enough, you could actually direct the healing energy to another person at a great distance. And in our experiments and many years of distant healing experiences, I had found this to be very beneficial. I use this even for my parents, because I live in another country in Europe and my parents live in the Philippines. So when my father had surgery or had a heart problem, I used these techniques to help my father. So I believe this will be very helpful to people. So anyway, thank you very much. So we hope that you learn these skills and techniques to help yourself and your family.